Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Tony-Ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends. Welcome back, friends.
Hello, friends.
Here we are, another week.
Yes, hope everybody has been doing swell.
Swell.
I have my little green sweater on. This week is St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if you could even tell it's green, but it is.
I feel colorblind because it definitely looks blue.
Well, it's green. There's a little blue line. Anyway, it was my way of being interesting. Whatever. I'm not even Irish.
I'm wearing a black shirt because I had the same sweatshirt on I had last week, and I couldn't wear the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
Exactly. I try to switch up the outfit every week. I'm trying to be good about that.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
What's in your China?
I'm excited for it. New China again. New China. Because Klepto's at it again. So went out this weekend and saw a glass that's called to me. I needed it. I took it. So I present to you. It's not filled all the way because I couldn't. It's actually a big glass, so I couldn't make more than one portion.
It is cute though.
So it's like, it says tacos and margarita time, and it's got like it's got like a bunch of things. It's really
just showing us the tahini at that point.
Of course. I made a margarita, but like dropped a little bit of the pomegranate juice that I still had left over in it. So it's like almost like a pomegranate. It has better color
than that terrible drink.
Yeah. Well, because I mixed like a little bit of lime juice in with it too. So it's a better color than the brown Prosecco thing that I tried to make last week.
That's a little contradictory, actually.
Ooh, okay. Wait.
Okay, it's like game day China. I have the Mets mixed drink, which I made a whiskey lemonade in, but I used Jack Honey and it's such a beef.
Jessica, that was my backup drink today. Was gonna be Jack Honey with like a little bit of Arnold Palmer.
That's funny.
Oh, we could have matched. Damn it.
You know it's serious because she yelled Jessica.
I know, I never use your full name, but it was just like, this is why we're friends. Get it? Wait, I can't believe I was just about to make it. I looked up, but then I was like, no, I need to use my new cup. And I can't put bourbon in a taco margarita cup. It just makes that's contradictory. So
we have so much to go over this week. We really do.
Yeah, we do. So we're good. Maybe we'll do a quick ridiculous things this week.
Yeah, one of my ridiculous things actually can go into one of our topics that we have in the note, which is good. So you go first.
Shocker.
Oh, now you're gonna have to go first. Damn it!
This is becoming a weekly thing, people. But okay.
Well, I'm trying to make it flow.
My ridiculous thing. I thought I wrote it in the chat, in the note, and now, shows, like, you watch cable. I watch cable.
Oh, wait, we're going to both go off the same ridiculous thing then. The same topic, if it has to do with the shows.
Did you see my note, what it is?
Yeah, well, I see that it says, shows you can't believe anybody's watching.
Oh, okay, so it's the same thing. All right.
Okay, that made me say I'll go second, so I could go first.
Okay. Well, we have a shared ridiculous thing then. I was watching the Oscars which we'll get into obviously in detail, but obviously you see a lot of advertisements for shows that are on cable that you normally would never watch because who watches cable anymore? And I just sit there and I go, well, okay, besides you. But then here we go. I go, like these shows are on like seasons 800. They keep getting renewed. There's spinoffs. Who is watching these shows? Okay. 911, okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm very confused by that trailer, like, very confused.
My parents watch that show, and every time I'm home and they have it on the DVR and I am in the room when they're watching it, it is the most horrific acting. It is ridiculous, unrealistic situations that would never happen in real life.
Like, basically looks like the one in the preview looks like the Titanic remake, and, like, I thought we've discussed. I thought we.
And if she's a 911,
that can't happen.
She's a 911 operator. So why is she now going to go save everybody on a cruise ship? I don't understand. That's
what I don't get either.
Okay, so this is the things I'm talking about. But meanwhile, there's 2 spinoffs of 911 now. There's 911 whatever emergency, then there's a different location. And it's the same with like all the like I know that NCIS has been around a million years, like, but
No,
like
there's too many.
There's so many. FBI, all these shows like that are procedural.
Young Sheldon is getting multiple spinoffs. Multiple.
Who is watching these shows? The channel CBS. Who was watching that channel? Because their shows go on for decades, and it's always America's most watched network. How? I don't understand it.
They're strictly surviving on the Big Brother fandom on being most watched.
Well, and NCIS, and then Blue Bloods.
I guess
They do love Blue Bloods.
I really don't watch anything on CBS at all.
Oh my God! It just all their sitcoms. They're like, oh, America's #1 watched sitcom. I'm like, who even watches sitcoms on cable anymore? And it just
besides me.
That was my ridiculous thing because it just completely baffled me that there is millions and millions of Americans that apparently still watch these shows when me as a TV freak would never even touch those shows.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really watch CBS. My ridiculous thing is that my brother, so obviously like Netflix has a ton of shows. My brother has the audacity on Saturday. We were at a bridal shower and he walks in because he was helping my cousin get all the gifts to him and his fiance's apartment or wherever they needed to go. And my brother walks in, does not say hello to me. He goes, Jess, did you watch Love on the Spectrum? I'm like, no. He goes, a girl on there reminds me of you.
That's such a brother thing to say.
Okay, so now I go over to my mother and I'm like, Mom, do you believe what he just said to me? Like, what the fuck? And she goes, wait, which one? Because I can kind of see it. And my whole family is turning on me saying that I remind them of this girl on Love on the Spectrum, which I did not watch. But now I apparently have to.
But just Google her. Does she look like you?
I don't think so. He sent me he sent me a Snapchat of this girl. Like,
wait, what's her name?
I don't know what her name is.
I feel like you're lying.
No, I really don't know it. He just came in and said that. He goes, you have to watch it. I watched it in 2 days.
I did hear actually a couple of people talk about it.
No, I heard a lot of people said that it was good, but like,
yeah.
Could you imagine just like being in a room and somebody walks up to you and is like, you remind me of a girl on Love on the Spectrum, which like, not that there's like anything, it's not that like, it's not that wrong, but like, that's not like, what? Like, you're going to react some sort of way to that, obviously. Yeah. I'm like, in what way do I remind you of this person?
And again, that's a perfect brother thing to say.
So ridiculous. So that was my ridiculous thing. All right. Before we get to the Oscars recap, we have things from last week to discuss. I'm like, I don't really know if we could go down a Kate Middleton rabbit hole again, but this is getting out of control.
Besties, it's getting even worse.
It's getting
so worse. Since we last spoke, Kate has decided to crawl out of her hole, probably because everybody's wondering if she's dead, and sent a picture, Happy Mother's Day, with her 3 lovely children. Except it is very, very photoshopped. Okay?
It's so photoshopped that I noticed that it was photoshopped, and people's bodies can literally be crooked, and I would be like, no, it's just the way she's standing. It was so photoshopped. It looks like people are missing.
She like fixed her whole hand, and ironically, that one place that was very, very photoshopped and obvious, which is what she ended up having to apologize about, was where her hand was, which her wedding ring was conspicuously missing from. So don't you think if you were going to edit that photo, you'd like edit a wedding ring into it?
Right. All of it was very questionable, very questionable.
AP, the Associated Press, put a kill notification on it, which is like a death mark to the free press of the world. Like, that means that you really messed up if they literally take something out of circulation because of how bad it's photoshopped. And this is coming from the royal family, so it's really not good. And then today she was seen in a car with William going to a doctor's appointment or something. So I guess
it didn't even look like her.
No,
it was very blurry.
It did, but again, it's like them making it like, oh, look, she's there. But then also this morning she had come out and say, like, my bad, like, I'm an amateur photographer trying to play with Photoshop, haha, like, my mistake, which made it even worse.
Yeah, because she's not posting her own freaking photos.
Like,
Everybody
I
knows
know
that.
she's said plenty in the past that she takes her own photos of her family. I completely believe that. I don't think that's a lie. But somebody is editing them before they go, and it's not.
You are not the one putting them on the Instagram.
No.
You might be taking them, but you're not posting them.
You have a whole team that does that for you. Like, you could take the photo, but you're not editing it and you're not posting it. I just don't believe that. Like, if Kate Middleton has access to the Prince and Princess of Wales Instagram, what else is she doing? Should she have better things to do? Like, I don't know. Right. So it just was a mess. It's looking even worse. Today, there was also a helicopter being shown flying into Buckingham Palace, which that's very rare. You don't usually see helicopters going directly to the palace. So people don't know if something's up with the king, who you haven't seen in a very long time. Because obviously I think he's like going through chemo right now, but like, it's just all
the whole
getting
thing
worse and worse.
Sketch.
So
the whole thing reads sketch.
Yeah. So we did the deep dive last week, but when things are updated, we need to update our besties and, just
we gotta go on
the news is moving too fast for us not to talk about it.
I know. In other popular news, we will talk about Dance Moms teaser because we should have talked about this last week, but we missed our opportunity because I didn't watch the video until Tony Ann sent it. The ironic thing about this is that I only watched Dance Moms while watching Dance Moms with Tony Ann, and you would think that I know everything about it, but I don't. Nope. But the teaser looks like a lot of tea is going to be spilled. A lot.
Yeah. So Dance Moms was me and Maggie's college show. Like, we would in our dorm room on, I think it was Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. on Lifetime. That was just what we watched.
So late for a Lifetime show.
Yeah, right? I don't know. Maybe it was 9. I don't know. Maybe they replayed it at 10. It was either 9 or 10. Either way, it was a great late, let's watch this on a Tuesday show. I loved the drama. I loved how cutthroat it was. It was horrible, obviously, for the girls in it, which is why they're coming out years later. But it also made them what they are today. So, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. But anyway, yes, they're doing a reunion. I noticed that Maddie and Mackenzie are conspicuously not doing it. And that's because I'm pretty sure they do not talk to any of the rest of them anymore. They got too big and famous for them, and they probably just dropped them like hot potatoes. So I'm interested to see who's going to spill actual tea, or if it's just going to be more like they put us through hell, like wow stories. Like, I want to hear actual tea.
At the same time, even if it is they put us through hell, I feel like the behind the scenes of the show is just like so like they made it seem like this was normal, and that it in hindsight is 100% not normal. For like, even for competitive dance, like I just can't see it, like, and even if it is, you know what? Light that fire, show the real like deal of like what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, that's it. If they really wanted to
should be treated that way at 10 years old.
Even younger. They were all like 6, 7, 8.
Right, true.
So when if they really wanted to make the reunion a big splash, Lifetime definitely has hours and hours of footage that they thought was too horrible to air. And I would love if they just dropped like never before seen footage before. Because at this point, like, what do they have to lose? Because all these kids are grown up now at this point, and most of them do seem like well adjusted. Like, so like just drop it.
JoJo Siwa is doing just fine for herself.
I was gonna say she's probably the least well adjusted out of any of them, but that's
besides the point. She's still obviously acting like a child, but I mean, like,
Kid Rock over there.
She's figured out her like life to be successful and make a brand for herself and like do those types of things. I mean, in like a business sense, she is making money. She's not like,
And so I am curious to see if, there's any like never before seen footage they're going to drop. Because again, like, they have nothing to lose at this point. Abby Lee Miller is already so over and done with. And like, she's been to jail. She almost died. I don't think she's still doing well health-wise. Like, what does it matter to just make her reputation even worse? You know what I mean? Like, just go for it. Ruin her. Let's just ruin her even more. Also, I found her hilarious. Like, I know, obviously, if she was yelling at me, I would not have liked it. But from an outside TV's perspective, anytime she yelled, especially the moms, I was dying laughing. I always thought it was so funny.
It was gold. It was gold.
Yeah, because the moms deserve to be yelled at. The kids did not deserve to be yelled at, but the moms
the
did.
moms acted like children.
Yeah, they were worse behaved than her sometimes. So
right.
Yeah, I'm very excited. What day was that again?
That I don't know when it is on.
Not that we're sponsored by Lifetime.
I don't
so it's
remember
not like...
when it's on actually.
Mm.
All right. Lastly, before we get into the Oscars recap, we need to talk about Jason Kelce retiring. Also, a lot of things happened in football today. Like a lot of shit went down.
Really? I didn't see.
Oh, Saquon Barkley is going to the Eagles.
Oh.
The Jets gave someone to the Eagles, but I don't know who it was. Kirk Cousins is going to the Falcons. The Falcons.
Thank you, Alec.
And there was just a few other, like a lot of people were making moves today in the NFL.
Look at Jess with our football news.
Yeah, but Jason Kelce retired last week, and I'm glad that he retired, and I'm more glad that he retired because now I won't be like low-key hoping that the Eagles do good just because I want them to do good.
We no longer need the Eagles to perform at all.
No, we want them to suck. But no, I watched like part of his retirement speech, pulling on the heartstrings, but I just needed to touch on that because I have become quite obsessed with him and his wife, and I'm glad that he is doing me a service and a solid by leaving, so I don't find myself accidentally rooting for him.
I'm excited to see what he does next. I think he definitely is going to do some commentating and social media stuff and maybe like
commercials.
Yeah, of course, a million commercials.
Yeah, but
I mean, they're going to be going down the Manning brothers track for sure once they're both retired.
Oh, 100%. And they'll be much more entertaining. No offense, Eli and Peyton, but like,
I like them.
No, they're funny when they could be, but I watched the Manning cast one time and I was like, they're not as funny as I thought they were. Like, watching them watch the game, like, they're a little boring. I feel like Jason and Trav would be like much more enthusiastic. But no, excited for him. If he becomes a cattle farmer for real, like, that'll be cool. But it's exciting. So that is that. And without further ado, it is time to deep dive into the Oscars.
Sorry to interrupt your intro. The tahini just went down the way. Anyway, to the Oscars. It was a great night. I have to say, as somebody who watched the Oscars for most of my life, the last few years especially have been a hellhole of horrible shows. Yeah. Unwatchable, lowest viewership in years, et cetera, et cetera. This year, I mean, it still wasn't like back in the heyday, but like it was pretty good.
It was good. I was shocked that they had 5 minutes to spare at the end of it. Like,
I love that. They started an hour earlier.
And they started late.
That decision.
But they started late too. Like, it was like 7:10 when they went on the stage. Yeah. So I was like, oh, we're off to a bad start, but like they made up for it. So that was good. Red carpet
made that decision is fantastic.
Yeah, I really thought it worked out well. I couldn't I had to like keep reminding myself it was on at 7, but it really worked out very well. Red carpet wise, Bradley Cooper's face, something does not is he getting too much Botox? Okay, because at one point I thought he got a nose job, and then I went down a rabbit hole of Googling Bradley Cooper's nose for far too long. And then I realized that it was his forehead and his cheeks. And as the night went on, it looked to be loosening up a little bit. So maybe he was just using his facial muscles a little too much. And then I was like, oh, now he's starting to look a little more normal. But did you watch the movie that he was in, though? It did look very good.
I didn't, and I actually heard it was pretty boring. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looked good from the clips that they show, which obviously they're gonna show the good ones. But
yeah, I mean, maybe I'll check it out.
I don't know. It's just different. I don't know. And I really only saw the Barbie movie. That was the only one I saw that was nominated. So I can't really speak on the actual movies.
Right. I saw the Barbie movie and the Past Lives, the Korean one.
Okay.
That was kind of slow moving. It was kind of boring. I didn't really like it that much. I watched The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti. That was very good. That
Did
was
you
like
like
a very
that?
good. That was a good like feel good movie. Like I did enjoy that one.
Yeah, I think I want to see that too.
Yes. So I recommend that one. And I do plan this week on watching Poor Things and Oppenheimer.
Nice.
The rest, meh.
But red carpet wise,
I'm trying to
loved
pull
Emma
up
Stone's dress, like obsessed with Emma Stone's dress.
Mm-hmm.
I liked
Till
the
it broke.
peplum, and I really liked the design on it. I think it was Louis Vuitton, she said. I think that was what
Did you say
she
Louis
said.
Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton, that one. I like
Oh,
kind of
okay,
just
okay.
kept talking, and I didn't take a space.
Oh, well, yeah, it was a nice dress. One trend of the red carpet that I didn't understand, I don't like. What's with the floating shoulders?
I didn't
Florence
get it either.
Pugh and Emily Blunt, which the dresses themselves I liked, but what was with the floating shoulders?
I don't know. Do you think it's like a comfort thing? Like, so when they sat, like the dress, like the shoulders didn't like dig in, like it fit better? That was the only logic I could come up with.
Do you think they both plan on wearing a dress that style? Because I've never seen that before.
No, I don't know. I don't know if they both like planned on wearing it that style, or they both designers just thought like, oh, we're going out of the box with this and wound up with the same thing. I don't know. But I thought both of them looked very good though for it. I just didn't understand it. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure
again,
about that.
Maybe it was more comfortable to sit in and they're unhacking something that the rest of us need.
Worst dress of the night was Ariana Grande. She looked like a butthole.
She looked like she was stuck in a duvet cover.
Okay, yours was a lot nicer.
I don't think it wasn't that I didn't like the dress itself. I thought this like it was too much hoof and accessory. Like I think if it was tamed down a little bit, it might have looked a little better. 1, 2, her hair, the blonde, I just can't get used to. Or like I know it's for Wicked, obviously, but I feel like she looks very like washed out and like not. She looked swallowed by that dress. I didn't love
she's
it.
Such a tiny thing too that like anything she's gonna look so tiny, and so yeah.
I did not like it. I was impressed that she was on SNL the night before and went to the Oscars with daylight savings.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I was like,
she lost an hour too.
I was like, she's there. She was on SNL until 1 a.m. What?
And then there's an after party for every SNL show too. So
right, and then
she skipped it.
Then you lost an hour, and then you went to the Oscars. Like Team No Sleep. Okay, girl.
That's actually impressive. Not gonna lie, but
I was impressed. And she doesn't look like she was lacking sleep, so good for you.
Yeah, well, that's what a full hair and makeup team will do for you. But
exactly.
Staying on the fashion trends, even though it's skipping ahead, the post Vanity Fair party, back to Florence Pugh. And there was a couple others too. Nips out. Have you seen these dresses?
No.
Full brown nips out.
Wow.
Nips are in. Apparently, Free the Nips is a movement that is taking Hollywood by storm. And I know it's 2024 and women can do what they want with their bodies and men show their nipples all the time. Who cares? I get all that. The nips were out. Man. Like, all right, girl, you do you. Not even like tastefully that like you see it out of the side. No, like it's part of the dress. Like it's showing her nipples.
Weird.
Yeah.
Didn't we ban Janet Jackson from things for this?
Well, like I said, the world has come a long way. So also, I've now, with that being said, I know people on the internet have been saying it for a while now, but asses are out, boobs back in. It's now boobs once again. So I don't know if it's like a decade switch. I don't know how it works, but maybe. Yeah, it's boob time, not ass time. So big titty committee, it's your time to shine.
I feel like there was one. Eva Longoria.
I didn't see her.
She was just wearing like a plain, like it was a black, like she looked like flawless. And it was just like a plain black dress, and I was like, damn, okay, great for you.
Sometimes simple is all you need.
Right. And I really liked America Ferrera's dress too, because like she
Barbie.
hasn't been like dressing like, I feel like she hasn't like gone full like Barbie pink.
Yeah.
And like Margot's been like all different Barbie looks the whole award season, but like America Ferrera didn't do that, and I liked her. And I thought she looked great in that too. But
yeah.
Other than that, the men, you never have anything to say about the men because all of their suits look the same.
Yeah, I mean, some of them tried things different, like no shirt underneath, a brooch.
Right.
Some people were doing a lot of brooches, but for the most part, it's still a suit. So, nothing to talk about really.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. looked like he should have had like a cowboy hat behind him.
Oh, I love
with
him.
his like neck thing. But I love him too. Don't get me wrong. Which shocked that was his first win. I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did not realize. Yeah.
Way overdue.
Yeah.
But yes, into the ceremony. Jimmy Kimmel, as usual, was a boring, safe, vanilla, horrible host. I wish they stopped asking him to host.
I love him.
No.
I always loved him.
He's so boring. He played it safe the entire time. He was just doing his talk show like as the award show, and I just like his bits were unnecessary.
So that's probably why.
But like if you're gonna be generic and not play with fire, then why do you need to host it all? Like that's just how I feel. So that was my opinion on him. You have your opinion, that's fine.
I did like his second outfit though. I liked his, speaking of the suit jackets, he had a nicer suit jacket the second outfit.
Is that the beige one, like the ivory one?
Yeah, the beige one, like it had like a lot of texture to it. I liked that.
That was different. I liked that. There was one lady that won that was British that you said sounded just like how I sound when I did my British accent, which I appreciated.
Yes. John Cena, the whole John Cena thing, I was like, this is wild. Yeah. But I liked that, like, they were like, look, anybody can make a costume.
Yeah, that was cute.
Speaking of the costumes and, like, the sound people and all of why do we put them so far away from the stage when they are nominated for things?
Because they're not the A-listers, and people want to see the A-listers.
But you can't see the people in row 13 through 15 anyway, so why can't we put them there and not in 36?
That's just how it's done in Hollywood, babe.
I don't like it.
I agree.
And what was going on when Godzilla won with all the, like, why did they all have Godzillas?
No comment.
They all looked up a personal Godzilla.
No comment. Good, congrats to them. Yeah, a lot of good speeches. No one got super political, but the ones that were, specifically the one about Ukraine, and there was another one about like Gaza and Israel. Like they were like good moving ones. Like they weren't like self like inflated like most of the celebrity ones were of the past. Like it was very poignant, but then there were also a lot of like really happy ones that were just like appreciative of them winning, like the girl from The Holdovers, the supporting actress. She was so amazing. I loved her speech. I really
loved how they presented the big awards too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I felt like it's always like, here's this person's name. We're not even going to talk about like what they did in this movie unless you watch the red carpet, and like some people don't. So I thought that was really like personal. It also kept it. It did keep it moving, even though it took more time.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, wow, you played a really great role, and even if you don't win, you know what, you were great.
Like, yeah, like when they did that for the first category, my thought was, oh God, like this is gonna make the show even longer. But
I did too, but I loved it.
It ended up early, so it's fine. Yeah, it obviously if it ended that early, that means that they played off people a lot quicker than they really got people on and off the stage this year. And I don't feel like they really played over anyone that much. I think that the actors and actresses finally were like, all right, we said what we need to say, we're left, which I love.
There was only like 2 or 3 that I remember getting played off, honestly.
Yeah, and it wasn't that much. Like it was like a couple of seconds. So I really liked that. What else? I did, like you said, I liked the intros for the actor categories. I thought that was really cool. Even though, like, it's Hollywood and you could see through the bullshit that, like, some of them are dear friends, but then there's some that you could tell never met that person and they're just, like, reading off the teleprompter. But they still can act, so they made it sound like they knew them personally. Yeah. Like, you know that half those people never watched those movies. But, like, they're like, your role in such and such a movie was so poignant. And I'm like, I really severely doubt that Kate Blanchett watched like Oppenheimer. I mean, maybe she did. Maybe I'm making that up, but
yeah, no, but I get what you're saying. Like, even if they weren't like, I get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt like better than like, here are the nominees. We're gonna pan to them in their seat. Now we're gonna say who won, and they don't even get like, I don't know. Like, if you are like, this is what you're working for, is literally this award. So like, at least some recognition is nice.
Yeah, so overall a pretty good night. And then we're gonna go. I know this is the one that our favorite part of the night for both of us. We were saving it for last. So is there anything else that you had in your notes for it?
Well, before we talk about this performance, I want to talk about, I thoroughly enjoyed the Native Americans that were playing their like song. I enjoyed it so much. And then I was sitting there eating ice cream. You missed it?
Yeah, I missed it for reasons.
Well, I watched it and then I sat there having an entire inner monologue with myself because Alex didn't want to listen to it. And I was like, isn't it so rude that we stole their land? Like, doesn't it make you sad? And then I had an entire Pocahontas yelling guilt trip with Alex. And he was like, no, I don't think about that. I'm like, well, you should. You should.
You watch one performance and that's it. Now you're on the train.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I always do, but
I've been watching Yellowstone, so that topic comes up a lot. And I'm like, you know what? They kind of have a point.
They do have a point.
I don't need to laugh. Sorry.
We stole everything from these people, and we're living here, and we just keep taking more and more and more away from them. Like, but then we're gonna be hypocrites and be like, "You can't come here. You don't live here." No, you did that to the Indians. Anyway,
I was born here.
Let's go on a better positive.
Anyway, back to the levity. Wait, the only other thing I have to say before we get into what we love so much is, and Jimmy Kimmel, I think, did make a joke about this, which everybody makes a joke about these days. The movies are too long. What is going on? Okay, every movie is. I think he said the average was like 2 hours and 30 something minutes.
Yeah,
of
he
the
said
Best
that was
Picture
up.
nominees.
Yeah, he said it was up from 2 years ago.
Like Oppenheimer's like 3 hours and 15 minutes long.
Who has that much time?
And I'm pretty sure that Poor Things, I almost said Poor People. Poor Things was like also like 3 hours long, which I haven't watched
crazy.
yet.
I also liked his joke when it was like an hour into the show, and he was like, well, if we were at an AMC theater, we would just be starting our movie now. So you know what? We're running great on time.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the movie's got to stay alive somehow. I thought that was going to be a Nicole Kidman joke, but I guess he didn't end up doing it.
No, they just got rid of her. Like, hers isn't the intro anymore.
No, she just made 3 new ones, but it's still her. They just changed the script, and all of the stands are really not happy about that because they used to go repeat it with her.
Oh, someone told me that she was gone. I'm happier that they're keeping her, but
yeah, it's like she recorded like 3 new ones, and they like put them in rotation or something like that, so you don't know which one you're going to get. But everybody loved the script of the original one.
I loved it.
I know.
To the movies.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that. But anyway, best part of the night was by far I'm Just Ken. Ryan Gosling blew the house down. Absolutely.
I've been singing I'm Just Ken all day long.
I have watched that video of that performance no less than 20 times today, and since last night. And I have to say, like, I noticed something different every single time that just warms my heart. Like,
it is so good.
It's just like that's what movies are about. It's not about
it was so feel good. And like the girls cracking up when he started that he was behind them, like
that's my favorite part so far. I think
loved it. Like
Margot Robbie just being like could not control herself, like about started it, and it was fantastic. He gave his hat to his sister, which I thought was adorable.
It was great.
Yeah, like all the Kens from the movie were on the stage with him. He had Slash, he had Van Halen, he had Mark Ronson, like everybody coordinated.
It was awesome.
He has pipes, the man. Nobody thinks that he can sing, and he's
have you been seeing all the like videos of him on the Mickey Mouse Club, like breaking it down and singing all day long?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen, and La La Land's like one of my faves, and he sang in that too.
Oh, I like La La Land too.
I mean, granted, he's not like a theatrical, like perfect singer, but he's got chops.
No. Yeah, he was chops,
and he's entertaining. Like he played it all the way through. Favorite part is when Yeah.
He was just like he was perfectly casted for Ken.
Perfect.
And like he's been good at other things, but like he is Ken. He is Ken.
I know. He really is. And again, like we're going over to the girls, giving them their moment, them singing perfectly along to it.
I love that they had the lyrics on the screens.
Oh yeah, because they wanted like everyone to like be in the background of it. He went over to Emma Stone, so it was like a La La Land reunion, like, and gave her the mic for a little bit. Like it was just so cute. The Barbie spinning, it just like had such a smile on my face. I told you last night, like I literally was crying, not because I think there's anything not moving behind it. I just like people need to be having fun. I was just happy, like. This is just people having fun, and that's what I like to see.
I also felt like they were playing a lot of music from the Barbie movie, and like they played Barbie Girl like in between commercial breaks, and I was just wondering if it was like a little dig at the Academy, like for like not nominating Greta and
they played the Dua Lipa song a couple of times too, and I'm like, that song was a great song too. That one should have been nominated too.
It could have been. And well, we didn't even talk about Billie Eilish winning 2 Oscars. She's under 30 years old, like crazy, record breaking.
She's 22, and her and Phineas have 2 Oscars already.
Yeah,
she's halfway to an EGOT at 22.
Crazy.
All she needs is a Tony and an Emmy.
I feel like she can easily get a Tony because like those 2 can probably write a musical about themselves one day. And then.
But like I would see her trying to like do it in the next couple of years. Like I could totally see her like being like an EGOT winner, like under 25 or something like that.
That would be awesome. And then I mean, an Emmy. I don't really know how she
would have to do like a TV concert movie or something like that. Probably.
Oh, maybe.
Or like write a song for. Is there music stuff in the Emmys?
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but
is there a theme song competition?
There should be. But well, those days of like theme songs are like kind of over.
I know.
Unfortunately.
I can recite theme songs still. Like, it's bad.
She'll get there. She'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll do some kind of TV movie thing and win it somehow.
100.
So,
but
yeah.
So that was the Oscars. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot more than in previous years, and if it was because of I'm just kind of all just overshadowing it to me, that's fine. And we'll see what next year brings.
Yeah.
I won my pool against my mother. I got 18, 19, 20, 23 categories correct. So
she won the $1, everybody.
It was actually $2 this year because we tied during the Golden Globes. So we rolled over the prize into that one, into the Oscars.
Oh my
God. Or the Emmys. We tied at the Emmys, so it rolled over into the Oscars.
Oh, Jesus.
But,
anyway.
But that's it. I think that wraps up our Oscars. And that probably should wrap up our episode.
I know.
I really enjoyed talking about that.
Look at us, short and sweet tonight.
I mean, it's still a normal amount episode, but we've kept everything very concise.
I know.
We just had a lot to cover.
I know. But all right, well, that's that. The seasonal depression is gone. Everyone.
As you can tell.
And have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'm like
Friday.
I think I had an announcement. I'm like, oh.
No, I don't have an announcement. I did not finish my drink tonight, so I'll chug along to this.
I have this much left. I'll sip it up.
These are very big cups. Like, you don't realize how big this thing is.
I put my iced coffee in that some mornings, and it takes me forever to drink it.
Yeah, it's like really big. Anyway, but we hope you all come back next week. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and like, share, subscribe, and follow us. I don't know.
Yeah, this was episode 21, so our baby has turned 21. So pop a drink for us.
Drink to that. Cheers.
But cheers. Bye, besties. We had to come back in with a bonus clip because after we stopped recording, we remembered one more thing about the Oscars. Jess.
We forgot to talk about Al Pacino. I have to take these off because I have a glare. What was that?
I don't know. I just was saying to her, like, we need to stop having old people on these shows. Like, either they just had a stroke or they're on the brink of death.
He didn't know where he was, I don't think. Two, my mom pointed out, she's like, he's 82 and has a young child. He probably didn't sleep. I'm like, gross.
He probably doesn't remember he has a young child most days.
Potentially. But at the same time, like, My eyes see Oppenheimer.
Question mark. And everyone was like, oh. And he's like, yep. And everybody's like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, what? This is so horrible. Like, it's like the Grammys when Liza Minnelli was in a chair. Why are you having this woman perform? She can't even walk.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Al Pacino, you're a legend. But no one should trust this man to, one, read off a teleprompter.
I think they need to, like, have people escort these people. Or people that, like, okay, it was the 70th anniversary of The Godfather. Couldn't we find one of the kids in The Godfather to, like, be like, hi, I was a child actor then. Now I'm here. Like, anything. Maybe a group of people to hold each other accountable. That was not good. It was not good.
No, it just, again, petition for old people to stop presenting awards. Stop inviting them. Let them sit at home with their family and enjoy their night and be in bed by 8. There's no reason to invite these people to award shows anymore.
I mean, they could go, just put them in the 17th row with the freaking art people in the back.
Yeah, exactly. They could still attend. That's true. We'll allow them to attend. We'll allow them to drink some drinks.
Do not put them on stage unattended, like unsupervised.
Mm-mm.
Did we learn nothing with the Moonlight La La Land fiasco?
And they made a joke about that tonight too. You heard that?
That was great.
Yeah. So I love that shout out. But at the time, scandal. But you know, who cares really? But,
it was when she won her award, Emma Stone, right?
Yeah. And he's like, you want to make sure we take that envelope with her. Like, get it there. That was a funny joke, actually. I liked that callback. But yeah, sorry, Al Pacino. Love you, legend. Please, like, no more reading off teleprompters.
No.
My eyes are seeing Oppenheimer. Everybody's like, like, this is the last award of the night.
Didn't even read like the nominees. Nothing. And I know that, thank God they show you the nominees throughout the night.
Well, I think that's the point. But I think you are supposed to read them off one more time. I mean, there are 10 of them, but he couldn't trust him to read 10 movie names. Oh my God. Anyway, bonus clip for you all because we forgot to talk about that.
I can't.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.